morning, guys. This is Rick Shaw here. It's Friday the 8th of September 2021, and we're having just a fantastic day. Yesterday when the kids and I were out walking in the afternoon, it was the first day that I actually felt it was really muggy here. We had a breeze early, and then it just stopped, and we got set upon by severe mugginess for a couple hours, and the kids and I just walking a little bit were just soaked in sweat. So made sure I pumped them up full of water, make sure there's enough salt in their food. You know, they'll eat the salt to taste. You know, I like to put it there, and if they have a taste for the salt, they eat it. Well, yesterday they all of them had a taste for a little bit of salt. So seems like your body, when you need something, it'll tell you. It'll definitely tell you. But I had some things I just saw on the news that I wanted to talk about. One of them was a viewer sent me a link I watched, and it was this British doctor, and he was talking about the Jabba the Hutt, and he was saying that it administered wrong. You know, it's going into a vessel instead of muscle or something, causing all these problems. Yeah, could that cause problems? Yeah, he's a doctor, he's probably right, but the major stuff that can happen, I'm not buying that's the thing doing it. But it was an interesting read. I like to put a lot of this stuff out there just for, you know, so you guys can read it. You know, this is part of the Big Boys Club. I had one viewer on here. I mentioned about flat Earth, and I'm done with you. You know, it's just one of them deals. You know. And I've run into, you know, when I was living in the Midwest, I didn't run into that. But I remember when I moved to California, I ran into folks like that. You know, they would, as soon as you did something that they didn't believe in or they disapproved of, they were just done with you. You know, that's that liberal mindset. Morning. And yeah, I just don't get that, you know. Put on your big boy panties, guys. You know, I got ideas that I put out there, and the fellow was saying something, he believes in God, but you know, that part he didn't believe. Well, the way I see it is, if you believe in the Bible, you either believe it all or you don't believe any of it. It's either the truth or it's a lie. You know, make up your mind. It's time to pick sides, guys. Where we're at right now in this world, it is definitely time to pick sides. But other things in the news, like Dave Chappelle was talking about genders, and now they want to take his comedy bit down. You know, now they're even getting comedy. I mean, comedy's where you go to pick on things. You know, that's what it's about. And when they take all these different things away, that's what, like, look what happened to Saturday Night Live. Holy cow! It's just turned into the silliest, stupid thing I've ever seen. It's not even funny anymore. And you know, that was a show I used to like back in the 70s with Rosanna, and you know, all these guys, and Jane Curtin and she'd get on the news, and Dan Aykroyd would get on there and call her some pretty good names on their commentary. And then when they do commercials, they would put these commercials in there. I love that stuff. That was funny. They picked on people. Now you're not allowed to pick on anyone, you know. So, but they want to get rid of Dave Chappelle's thing. So, another thing in the news that really gets me, I've seen where these parents go into the school board, and you know, they're complaining about what's being taught and all this stuff, and now they're get a hold of the FBI, and they're saying that these are domestic terrorists, and they're going after them. Meanwhile, they let Antifa burn cities to the ground. They're not really going after them. You know, it's topsy-turvy, guys. Like I said, it's time to pick sides. It absolutely is 100% time to pick sides here. Morning. But very, very crazy. And then now they're talking about this climate change denier people. If you do that, which I'm not doing right now, if you do that, then all of a sudden they're going to demonetize you. And then, of course, you know, when you look at their history, happens first, and then it goes on from that to where they just deplatform you. They get rid of you. So, you know, they're anti-American guys. You got to know that. Absolutely. You know, the freedom of speech is the First Amendment for a reason. second also. So, it's just really something. And then I also saw on there that something that's really, really strange was this, I'll say Star Trek phaser. You guys know what I'm talking about. But they're saying that you can put those on stun for 5 to 11-year-olds now. They're put in a petition to do that. This is all about sales. That's all that is. And it's getting freaky. Take sides. It's time to take sides. That's all there is to it. But we are having a beautiful day. My messenger is gone, which really sucks because that was one way I got a hold of my one brother and my one sister on a regular basis. Can't now. They took it. It's just gone. I wiped stuff from the phone. Just totally got rid of them. I don't think I'll get another smartphone, but if I do, I'll get a de-Googled one. The Google's got some kind of deal going with the administration in the U.S. right now where any keywords are done, they're going to ship that over to the government. They're pushing all this stuff. I keep seeing more stuff about, this Gassar and the Saris. They keep saying, oh, yeah, it's going to start now. And then, oh, yeah, well, and then today, oh, this is going to start now. And it's going to, yeah, I'm getting tired of hearing all that stuff. I'm getting to the point where I don't buy any of it. It's just more disinformation. And it gets tiring. We're in a world of hurt, and a world that's just going crazy. Your freedoms are getting taken. I feel bad for the Australians down there. They're really getting hammered. I saw a meme I thought was pretty good where they got this riot gear guy with his thumper gun, and he's there. We're here to protect you from a cold. So they're going to protect you to death. That's what they're looking to do. Crazy times, guys. Crazy times. Hey, there's a little puppy dog. What are you doing over here, buddy? Oh, little cutie. Hi, buddy. Hi, little buddy. He's far from home. He's a house way down there, so they followed us a little bit when we were walking the other day. I can pet the one, but they're still a little scary. They jump over that guy's fence. The parent dogs jump up on the fence and will go over the fence all the time. And these little tiny pups learned how to do that too. They learned from their parents. So the one was jumped over the fence and was hanging from its chain. I had to pick it up and put it back over, and my goodness, I was stinky. Even after I washed, I had to wash 2 or 3 times because of the stinky oil on this thing. I can't see having a dog like that. I had dogs that were house dogs and around the house, and summertime I bathed them. The house dogs, if they went poo, I washed their butt just like the kids. Keep them clean. I don't want to pet a dog and then your hand stinks and that oil gets soaked in there. Now my hunting dogs, we used to put them in a dip for bugs, but you didn't really bath them because that's their protection. I started when I was very young. I had a really good blue tick hound. He was fantastic, and I bathed him, and Coon went down in the creek, and he got all wet, and he was shivering before you know it, and just couldn't hunt anymore. So I had to wrap him up and take him home. And old Grandpap said you can't bath them; you wash off their raincoat. And after that, we went to the same area a few times, and his dog, another big blue tick, big lanky son of a gun, good dog, super good dog. That's the dog I used to train mine off of. And he'd go down in the water, and the water would just beat off him. So the hunting dogs, you can't really bath them. I see some guys, bird dog guys, will do that, and that's, their dogs, they get the shivers. They get cold just like we do. So you have to be careful of that. But the way dogs are kept here, and I've seen them in the States too, where people just don't take care of animals. I knew a guy that was raising dogs, and he would buy a gut pile and throw it in the middle and then change his dog around the gut pile. And I says, man, they're not going to eat that. And he says, when they get hungry enough, they will, because he was getting the gut piles for real cheap. And then I knew another guy that I actually bought a dog off him, and you take the thing out, and it was good for about a half an hour of run time, where coon dog will run for 12, 14 hours. Well, this one, about a half hour, he was played out, wanting to lay down. It's because the guy fed him bread. He was getting moldy bread from the store, and he was feeding him like a half a loaf in the morning, a half a loaf in the evening of bread. He was doing the same with his pigs and stuff, and cheap feed, and it gives him a beautiful coat. And the dog looked great, but they have no power, no strength. So, but we got him on a high protein diet, and within the first year, we had him trimmed up, ready to go. That was one of my best coon hunting dogs I ever had. He was really something special. Called him Mad Max, like the movie Mad Max and Thunderdome and all that. Called him Mad Max. But he had one problem, that he didn't like anybody. Me. He loved me and my wife and the kids. They could go by him. Nobody could get near him. He just would and hunting dogs don't usually do that. They're usually big, happy, friendly pups. But what happened was, he'd be shaking his head and digging on his ears, and I went ahead and looked. He was full of mites, and we got in there and cleaned out as much of the crud as we could, and then got him some of these mite drops, and that ended that. And he got friendly with everybody. Then he was fine, but he was getting driven insane, the poor thing. So you got to watch for that kind of stuff. And here you got to watch too, the ticks. You got a dog that you take outside, before you bring them in the house, check them for ticks, because we had two dogs. They were like shepherd mix, not big dogs, small dogs. They were 25-pound dogs, each of them, and we had a brother and sister. And I'm not kidding you, we would pick so many ticks off of these things daily. And then when the ticks started getting the house, that's when we said, oh, gotta give them away. And I felt bad. The one couple who wanted them, we give them the dog, and it was a beautiful little dog. They were super smart little pups, mutts basically, but very smart, listen to you well. Well, they wound up moving, and they moved into this little place that was no bigger than my parking area for the car, and they put him on a chain right outside the door, and that was that dog's life for as long as we know. Just horrible. I like to take them whenever we go somewhere. I'd like to take them. If we go to the market or something, we just take them. Most of the markets, if you got a dog, they don't bother you. But I would recommend keeping them on a leash so they don't jump up and grab a piece of chicken or something. Something like that. But
I answer your phone. Mommy say if you come back, you need to pick her up.
Oh, she's
walking to the gate.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to let you go. I got to pick up my sweetie on the bike. And, she's walking in this heat, and I don't want to get all sweaty. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And this is Rick Shaw out.